Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. My name is Sarah. I'm married to Mark. We have 8 kids at home, 10 kids total. And today I'm hoping to just do an encouragement about getting out to church for Sunday. Today is Saturday, and in our house, we spend a lot of time trying to get ready on Saturdays for our church day on Sunday. And there's multiple different aspects of getting ready. For us, we don't like to do a lot of chores on Sunday where we can then be able to just focus on going to church, being able to fellowship with people, not rushing home to get stuff done. And then if we're like going to take a rest time in the afternoon, we'll watch a show about maybe biblical archaeology or biblical history, just being able to focus the day on God. Not that we don't do other things that aren't like we might play Uno or something on that day. We do have fun on that day, but just a matter of having a day where we really can just focus on family and on God and the rest that He's given us instead of rushing around to do chores. So on Saturdays, we spend time getting baths and showers done so that nobody's rushing around in the morning. For us, our church is 35 minutes away, and we meet for breakfast most Sundays. And so trying to get out the door by 8:15 can be a little harsh if we're trying to also get showers done on Sunday morning. So we do all of our baths and showers on Saturday night, except for possibly older people like me, Mark, Samuel, Naomi, people who can totally do it themselves and don't take a lot of time. So we get all that done. We get meals prepped, or at least know what we're going to have for meals on Sunday so that we're not coming home and trying to rush getting meals done. So Naomi has already put together our cinnamon rolls that we're going to take for church breakfast tomorrow morning. Those will go in the fridge tonight, and tomorrow morning we will pop them in the oven and we will take them out of the oven as we are leaving for church. We have that timed, that we know that how long that takes. We will have a quick breakfast in the morning before we leave. So I've already planned that we're going to have string cheese and bananas. Because we don't eat at church until 9, and at home we normally eat around 7:30, I give the kids something. Also, our church breakfast, some people bring eggs and sausage and stuff like that, but some people bring sugary breakfasts, and so I want the kids to have a little bit of protein before we go. What else do we do? On Saturdays, we make sure to catch up on all the laundry and getting laundry folded so it can be put away and everyone can find their stuff in the morning. You could even go as far as being able to pick out clothes the night before if that's what you choose to do. For our family, we do not have a ton of different outfits because that's how we choose to live, not because we don't have the money to afford them. We just choose to not have many outfits in people's closets, so it's easy to find things. And that makes it easy on Sunday mornings to find the stuff as long as we've been doing the laundry. So after I get done with this video, I'll go remind people to get the laundry done, and then we can fold it. The kids can fold it. And we also, I'll make things like a casserole for the night, the next day, or put stuff in the crock pot so that it's ready. Just have all those things ready. Another thing we do is make sure that we have our church bag ready, which for us has clipboards and pencils for the kids to be able to draw during the church service, because they stay with us during the church service. And they usually will make a picture either of the sermon, of what he's speaking about, or they'll make a picture for somebody in the congregation that they'll give to them after church. And we also take our Bibles, but we'll get those ready on Sunday morning because we use them during the day on other days. I also make sure that I have enough diapers and an extra set of clothes in the car for if we need diaper changes. So make sure all of those things are ready. Pack the diaper bag the night before. I don't actually carry a diaper bag. Just with the amount of people, we keep some extra clothes in the car and just take some diapers into church to change people. I'll send someone out to the car if we need it. But with all of that, the most important thing to do is to get your heart ready for church on Sunday. So for our church, we know what he's going to be preaching about the Sunday before. It says in the bulletin, and up until right now, he has been preaching through the book of Luke. So we know what's going to be the next segment because he just is going through the book of Luke. But for right now, because we're coming on to Christmas, he has been doing a couple messages about Christ and Christ's coming, which has been really interesting because he's picked from some places in the Bible that I haven't heard people preach from before for the Christmas time, and it's been really good. But we know, like it says in our Bible, in our bulletin from last week, what he'll be preaching this week. So we can prepare and do that if we choose to. That's one thing you could do with your family. If you know what songs they're going to sing on Sunday, sometimes our church will be singing a newer song and they will send out the a YouTube video that we can watch to get ourselves ready to be ready to sing that. Another thing is just reflecting on what I've been reading throughout the week or what we've been doing as a family and how that has impacted me, something I can have a talking point to talk with people. Or maybe there's something going on. I'm not saying to get into church, like politics, get into politics at church, or to get into, necessarily current events, but is there something that has been on your heart this week because of something going on? Something you can bring up to people to bring them back to, sorry, I have hiccups, bring them back to a biblical discussion. Because I know sometimes at church, not just this church we're going to, churches in general, we can get to church and we start talking about how was your week? How are the kids? How's work going? And we're there to worship God and to build each other up in the Lord. So I like to go with talking points of something we can talk about. This week has really been, this is something I might say to somebody. This week has really been, a struggle for some of my friends, and I've been praying, and I've just been realizing the importance of prayer. What have you been praying about this week? How can I pray for you? We ask people regularly at church how we can pray for them, and then we also pray for them at home, and then ask them the following week what has happened with that prayer request. Do they still need prayer requests for that? Also, think about people at church that you could encourage. Like maybe someone's been on your heart this week. It was funny because right around the time Elisha was born, we got to church on that Sunday. So he was born the following Sunday, but it was close to when he was coming. And we got to church on Sunday, and the pastor's wife said, was something going on Friday? Because you just kept coming to mind, and I just kept praying for you every time you would come to mind. And I had actually been having maybe some back pain or something. Something had been happening on Friday that it was like, thank you for praying because God put me on your mind for a reason. And she was being diligent and following the Lord's leading in that. So that was very good. So maybe there's someone that God's been putting on your heart this week that you really need to step up and talk to, or just be praying for extra and tell them, I've been praying for you this week, because that can be such an encouragement to somebody who is having a struggle. Another thing is maybe having a specific scripture that you would like to speak to somebody about. Maybe God's laid something on your heart, or maybe like my kids making things for people at church. I'm not going to get too in depth, but the kids have been making something for a certain young man at church to give to him tomorrow. And that's just been a blessing for our family to be able to think about him and prepare something for him this week. And so this is just an encouragement, and please leave in the comments for other people to also be encouraged. What have you been doing today, or maybe you do later in the week to get ready for church on Sunday? What do you do on a normal week? Maybe this isn't a normal week for you, but what do you do on a normal week to prepare yourself, your family, and your mind and spirit for church? I hope that this can be an encouragement for you. Another thing is what are you going to do with your family on the way to church? Because I know it can be very easy to try to get out the door on time. All the busyness of, I can't find my shoes, and hopefully you're doing things on Saturday to remedy those situations. But something always comes up on Sunday morning. Diaper change needed at the last minute. And it can be really frantic while you get in the car. So what can you be doing while you're in the car to get everybody in a mood for worship? So sometimes we will sing hymns on the way to church. Sometimes we will listen to an audiobook of a missionary story. Maybe we'll be talking about scriptures we've been talking about, or maybe we'll have a talking point of something that was going on with current events or something that we can just bring our minds to Christ and bring our minds to no matter what's going on in the world, God has a purpose for it. And we can remember that he is good and sovereign, even if we're not understanding what's happening right now. So I hope that this will encourage you to get yourself ready, get out the door to church tomorrow. I know sometimes weather or sickness or something can keep you away, but I think that there are too many Christians that don't see the importance of church and getting out to be part of a good church fellowship where you can be around other believers who are there to prompt you to doing good works and loving God and growing closer to him. And of course, none of that is what saves us, but that is what we're supposed to be doing as part of the body of Christ. So thank you guys. We'll see you next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.